So the project of today, or let's be real, probably the next few days, is to clean up this area here. The main thing is that this little wood shed, it's cute and all, you know, we put shingles on it, but it's just way too small. We get a lot of firewood and that thing fills up real quick. I need it to be, you know, 3 or 4 times that size. And also need to get this pallet wood out of here and move all this wood, build some sort of little structure thingy over here, and yeah, just get this cleaned up a little better, so a little more organized. Just basically need more wood storage, and because that shed there is nice, keep our mower and some bikes and stuff in there, but you know, a quarter of it's taken up by this scrap wood, plywood, whatever, just wood. So anyways, if we build like a wood shed, like a bigger wood shed like that right there, that would solve a lot of our problems. Little side note here, brought this trailer back from our rental house in Michigan, and it's going to be super useful around here. And I'm also going to turn it into like a little camping gear trailer, so that should work out nicely. But it's pretty simple. It's like a 5x8 trailer. It's technically a dump trailer, but I don't really use the dump trailer part. Anyways, it'll be useful for hauling wood and hauling our junk when we go camping, like bikes, and we have a couple really big tents, and yeah, just stuff like that. $92 later, I have 8 pressure treated 2x4s and 6 cinder blocks. Nice little workout. I ran in between their front and back of the house. Nice and level, amazingly. All right, so for once in my life, everything went together as planned. That was super easy. All I have left is I'm going to cut these taller boards. They're still 8 feet long. Probably cut them down to 6 or 5.5 feet, and then I guess that leaves me with putting a roof on it of some sort. So far so good, super easy, 92 bucks. Second trip to Lowe's, picked up 2 2x4x12s, 5 2x4x8s, 3 cinder blocks for more support in the middle, and 2 sheets of corrugated steel roofing metal that are 12 feet by 2.5 feet, I think. All of that together, plus a Mountain Dew, cost me about 162 bucks. So all in, I think the first time was 92. So that puts me right around $250 all in on materials, except I'm gonna need some screws and maybe some nails, probably just screws. So, but I already have those. If you had to buy those, it'd be another, you know, 10 bucks. So, all right, let's see how it works out. So I was getting all set up here, and my motto is, what can go wrong will go wrong. And I absent-mindedly stepped in between there on that middle board, and you can see I snapped it, and that's exactly why I got more cinder blocks, is so that wouldn't happen. And guess I waited about 10 seconds too late, and then when that happened, this also fell over, but luckily that didn't hit anything. Best Tools HKC circular saw, which is really nice. I just set the angle and I can get the exact cut every time. All right, so this is the shape that I'm going for over here. I quickly realized that this is like compound angles, right? Like both sides are leaning away from each other, and man, my geometry teacher, he'd be disappointed, I guess, because I could not, it took me a while to figure out. I had to call in reinforcements for someone smarter than me, i.e. my wife, and together we figured it out. So anyways, after about an hour, this is the shape that I'm going for, and now I just need to cut like I guess 3 more sets of that to match up. However, it is 3 degrees Celsius right now, which is pretty cold for this area, and I probably am not dressed warm enough. Sun's going down. I might be calling it a day here. It is I guess it's only 15:38, so 3:38 for those not on 24-hour time, and so I might be calling it quits, or I don't know, maybe I'll just get some warmer clothes on. We'll see. And one last thing, if you're curious, the angles worked out to what I call on my saw, let's see, that side is a negative 15 degree cut, and then the shorter side over here is a positive 5 degree cut. And it's just because on the Festool saw, the angles slide up and down, right? So the negative 15 and then the positive 5, and yeah, so that's how I remember it. I don't know how the geometry works out. Someone smarter than me can figure that out, but I guess there's a 10 degree difference between the two or something, or maybe it's 20 degrees. I don't know. Anyways, I finally figured out after lots of just eyeballing things, basically. So that's it. Alright, I got everything pre-cut and basically laid out and ready to go. I just need to start screwing things together. I know people dog on Ryobi a lot, Ryobi, however you say it, but this impact is solid 8 years old. I also have a drill, and they're still going strong. I guess I've had to get a couple batteries in between there, but you gotta do that with everything. Definitely not everything Ryobi makes is great. I have their lawn equipment, doesn't seem very good. I have their blower and their weed whip, and both of those they work, but they're like multi-speed, and the multi-speed's broken, so it's just stuck on low. But anyways, drills are still going strong, and you got no complaints from me, really. One more thing, I'm gonna be adding some cross blocking in between everything as I go. And it's still real cold, so I'm not sure how long I'm gonna make it here, probably till sunsets at least. And I figured out a way to keep my ears warm, even though I lost my hat, these ear muffs, because this is kind of loud. I'm using 3-inch stainless steel screws on everything. I used to use those, yellow coated deck screws, but they just don't hold up to salt and exposure and stuff, even though they say they do. They always end up rusting out. Between Michigan and North Carolina, they just don't last. So anyways, stainless steel is the way to go. That's what I'm using. It's approximately 17-20 hours, and this is what I ended up with here. definitely a little more finicky because you don't have a solid foundation, so you got to make sure all this stuff is level. This is what I'm kind of ended up doing up here. Got a cross block there and a cross block down here, and I left a big gap in the middle there, so if I have long pieces of lumber or we have a big stand-up paddleboard, you know, I potentially could just slide it through there and store it there. So anyways, kind of making this like slanted, you know, double H shaped shed thing. So it's a little wobbly because, again, you know, it's not like attached into the ground, right? Down there, it's not into the ground. It's just resting on the cinder blocks. But once you get a bunch of wood and all your crap in there, all that weight's gonna add to it and hold it all down. And it's up next to this super sturdy fence here, so for some reason I need to anchor it to that. I will. All right, this is wrapping up day number 2, or work effort number 2. And it is cold, it's getting dark. I think tomorrow's gonna be quite a bit warmer.
Alright, rest it. That one is the only one that has a power pivot.
Alright, sit down, Lynn.
It's like, give me the...
Alright, third trip to the store.
Can I have it?
Another 50 bucks, which I think you round it all up, and I'm right at $300 for everything.
Yeah.
Had to get 2 more boards, and I picked up some screws for the roof. These are for corrugated metal to wood, and they have a little rubber washer. It's probably overkill for this shed, but whatever. It was 10 bucks, so I'm just using the right thing in theory. So I also recruited 3 amigos over here, 2 of our boys and their friend. So here we go. All right, no one's gonna drill except for me. You guys keep breaking the bits. The boys are definitely helpful when they're helping, but sometimes they just gotta burn off some energy. They are constantly distracted by swings and playing tag or whatever they're doing, man. Roughhousing. As long as they're outside, guess I don't care. All right, getting some more firewood for our new shed. Putting these boys to work. Nice. Good job, boys. You're gonna earn those Skittles. Oh, Zach's got a big one. All right, Zach, we're gonna have to break that up a little bit. Hold on, man. Here, hold on. I'll break it up.
Wait. Ow!
You gotta watch out. Whoa. The line cone is huge.
I gotta break it.
That one's still a little bit green.
Fire!
Be careful.
Break this.
It's not gonna break. All right, stand back. Liam, it's not gonna break like that, man. All right, that's probably good.
Go!
Put this heavy one on top. Nice. How big are those, Zach? Let me see. Those are pretty big. Man, that one's huge. Yeah. Oh! All right, let's go. All All right, paid these guys off with candy. Spent about 10 bucks each, so 30 bucks for helping build the shed and pick up wood. I guess that's a fair trade. You think that's a fair trade, you guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
And my tooth hurts now from eating one. You didn't eat one. You ate like 10 of those already. Well, I ate one and then it hurt a little. Did you not?
All right, well, we're not totally done, but it is getting close to sunset time here on Sunday night, and we want to have a little campfire. Got the boys chopping up wood. This thing is finished enough. I need to still finish off some screws on the roof and probably add in some cross blocking on the roof too, just to better secure the sheet metal. But otherwise, I'm super happy with it. It's not perfect. I almost messed up on the spacing of the roof panels. So if you're doing that, make sure you measure out properly so your long studs are in the right spot. I think it turns out to be about $300 exactly. That gets you this freestanding open air wood shed, which is great for drying stuff out, a Mountain Dew, and actually I paid the boys 30 bucks and they helped out gathering firewood, so that's a little extra cost. Oh, and then screws. I already had screws for the bottom part, but yeah, 300 bucks approximately will get you this 8 by, it's probably about 4.5 feet, 5 feet over here, 6 feet at the far end, and then it's 8 by 4 at the bottom. So I'm super stoked. It's way bigger than our old shed, even though we might keep that little wood shed for kindling or something. But otherwise, I'm super happy, and we're gonna have a campfire now. All right, it's a few days later now, and I've buttoned up pretty much everything. The main thing I did is I attached the roof much more securely, and I also framed out the joists here at the end, to support the roof better because it's real thin metal and it sags very easily. And then also that prevents a barrier for people bumping their heads and, gashing their forehead or whatever. So, because the end of the metal there is super sharp, and obviously don't want to accidentally injure people. All of the roof edges, I made sure that the metal did not extend out beyond the wood because, again, that metal is real sharp. I just don't want anybody to get accidentally hurt on it. Other than those finishing touches, I still really like it. It's been like 4 or 5 days since we initially stacked this wood, and I can already tell that most of those pieces of wood, well, actually all of those pieces of wood are basically dry now, which is great because when it was stored on the ground, stacked on the ground, stuff was always damp or wet. And it's amazing just putting this roof over this open air thing and off the ground. It just helps the wood stay dry so much better. And one final note, again, all in, I'm around $300, almost exactly. I did it myself over a span of a few days, just, an hour or two here or there. If you had all the materials on hand, you could probably knock this out in half a day, especially if you had a second person helping you. I did this all by myself, essentially, except with the kids there helping me a little bit. But yeah, for $300 to have a custom build exactly how I want it, that's a total bargain in my opinion. I was looking at kind of prefab sheds at like Lowe's and Home Depot and big box stores and stuff. And, they just weren't what I wanted. And they cost at least twice the price. You'd be paying $400, $500, $600 for something that wasn't an exact fit. It'd be a total enclosed shed, and I didn't want that. I wanted the open air sides with a simple roof. This seems pretty solid. I'm probably going to add in some cross supports on the sides there, but otherwise it's done. In my opinion, it's totally worth the time and effort and money to do it on my own because now I have exactly what I want. All right, I think that covers everything. I'll see you later.